So you went 3, 1, and 30 and lost. How is that humanly possible to do? What happened here? Why do you have Gathering Storm? Why do you have Gathering Storm, and why? What is all this? Your runes are jacked up, my friend. That's the first thing. That's the first thing that I noticed right away. So, essentially, what I want to see. I mean, first big cringe from me is the fact that you don't have Ignite. You've got a Misfortune Lulu. Like, there's nothing worse right now in this patch than Misfortune Lulu. So for some reason, you don't have Ignite, which I disagree with pretty strongly. You also don't have Mana Flow. You don't have Absolute Focus, and you don't have Scorch. If you haven't noticed, every criticism that I have of you revolves around why aren't we taking it, and what is this? Less damage to champions till 10 minutes, Celestial Bodies. So basically, you've gone ahead and taken every aspect that I want to see out of Lulu, which is winning lane, by taking Exhaust, a weaker line on every front. Ultimate Hat's weaker in lane, Transcendence weaker in lane, Gathering Storm's weaker in lane, Celestial Body's weaker in lane, and well, that's pretty much it. All those things combined, you're weaker in lane for no reason other than just you're noobing out or something. I don't know. Now, you have two options here. Obviously, I say drop Futures Market. Just go with the Magical Footwear. You don't need Futures Market. I mean, this is debatable. You can argue with me on this one. You could say, well, fuck you, NEACE. I'm doing this. But either way, you're going to have to go up here and either get Biscuits or either get Perfect Timing. Probably in a lane like Zyra, Biscuits are pretty good because you're going to take damage no matter what. But in my eyes, I'm sitting here, and then, yeah, he starts Q. I don't know why we're starting Q. That's pretty silly. We should be starting E, and we should be obviously E max. As for the items themselves, I mean, we'll get into this later. The itemization, in my opinion, looks fine. I think you know, Ardent still flies pretty well right now on Lulu, I think. And then here, you go Locket over Redemption first. I'm pretty much always going Redemption over Locket first, but again, that's a debate for later on. Other than that, your itemization looks good. Everything, to me, it looks fucked, though, in terms of lane dominance, which, again, what elo are we in? What elo are we in? We are in Silver. We are in Noob elo. Newbie Town. You are in Newbie Town. So you playing this way and you taking these passive starts is only going to make your laning worse. So here you get a First Blood. You need to fight for some auto attacks. When I watch my supports play, one of the first things that I'm going to see is whether or not they're accumulating an HP lead. You need to accumulate an HP lead early while the lane's pushing forward. And that means, yes, trading some damage, which is just outrageous for most low elo supports. Look at this. Look at this shit. Ready? You step in to the Lucian. You Q him. You hit the slow. Now, I'm looking at these minions here, and I'm thinking he's going to want to farm these. But notice how your default... Your default, as soon as you hit that slow, Zyra's not even in position. You immediately run back. Why? Why are we running back? As a support, we get more sustain than the AD carry. In like 99% of cases, taking I'm not saying go in here and int and trade auto attacks permanently or anything, but I'm saying step in there because you know he's going to want to farm creeps and you can pressure him, auto him once and then back away. Zyra's not even in position to do anything to you at this moment. So just quick auto attack and then back up. And you're thinking, oh, well, Lulu auto attacks are weak. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, because how are we going to be killing people? How are we going to dominate lane or get any kills in lane if we don't put the heat on our lane opponent, especially when we have, you know, behind us we have 3 HP pots plus the shield that we're going to get later, plus the lanes pushing forward, plus we have the poke, we have superior poke range. Fucking step in there and dish out some damage. Now, would I be saying this if Zyra was standing right here? No, right? I'm not going to say that to you. I'm not going to say go ahead and trade. I'm saying it because we're taking advantage of our opponent, the Lucian and the Zyra. The Zyra sitting way back behind the minions and not trying to protect the ADC or trade, while you're already, you know, you're already pressuring this guy. He's not even stepping in and trying to deny that, so fucking lay into him. See, notice how he wants to farm? These are 2 auto attacks that we could force him to take. Level 2 spike, look where you're standing. Minions pushing forward, look where you're standing. Relentless, dude. You have to be relentless in these games. You have to play faster. Right here, look. Zyra steps up. Misfortune's about to get level 2. And look where you're standing. You didn't even think, oh, I should really be stepping up here on the level 2 spike. Too passive. So the snare goes down. If you notice, this is a really good argument for why I say take Ignite in these lanes. You didn't even do a fantastic job of poking or anything. Early levels, like you were super passive. You hit maybe one skill shot, maybe, and yet that trade still goes massively in your favor, obviously, because enemy bot lane overplays the shit out of it and your minions and all that. Also, what you're doing here now you decide to loosen up. This is garbage, in my opinion. The wave is pushing out and your ADC is super fucking low. Also, you guys have no summoners, so if the enemy jungle comes down, which you'll have no idea, you guys are fucking dead. So look where you're standing. It makes no sense. So the time where you should have pressured, you were like a super passive grapefruit, and you didn't have any initiative. And the only reason you have initiative here is because you see health bars low. That's the only reason. Nothing about what you're doing here though makes sense. You're pushed up over the minion wave versus a bursty 2v1. So like if Zyra hits a snare, if she hits an E on you, you're literally dead. Like you're dead. There's no or you're at least losing flash. What is wrong with this picture right now? What is all this? You're stepping over minions to chase a chance. Did he even use his dash in front of us? Why are we so confident? He didn't. Yeah, I don't care what Morgana's doing. She's making, like, you shouldn't be anywhere near that. Look how much HP we just lost. Why are we jumping over minions, chasing a Lucian who's a level ahead of us with a champion that is literally skill shot reliant, who doesn't have a buff? Do you understand how bad this whole gank is? Look at this. There is no buff. This guy has no red buff. He's not level 4, so he hasn't cleared his jungle. We're stepping over minions. Lucian hasn't used his gap close. Now we're on the up. Now we're in enemy minions at this point. Even if we hit this magical binding, which by this point, how is that binding ever going to hit? That was the most ridiculous shit ever. So basically you encourage that gank just by your body language. And there, Zyra obviously gets out of line. You just barely sneak out of the death. And again, obviously Lulu, Misfortune, one of the strongest bot lanes going. So it would make sense that we would win most 2v2s. And would also make me rage at you more for not taking Ignite. So a lot of this seems very random to me. Like, the reason that you have any kills is purely luck, and it doesn't have anything to do with any control that you had on this game. Okay, this Morgana is garbage. Whatever. You guys are winning purely off of the fact that this first off, you guys' lane is super strong. Second off, the Zyra that you're facing is incredibly bad and doesn't know how to combo. So basically every trade she just gets chunked out. So now you decide to roam to mid. This is strange to me. So let's back up. Pause right here. Okay, I'm all for these like little roams or whatever, but this one makes no sense to me because your Misfortune is backing and you should be staring at bot lane the whole time. And if you looked at bot lane, you would say, oh, all this XP is dead and no one's there to get. You should be here. This is more important than your little cheesy roam up to mid. Also, mid is winning. Like, your mid is up, so that you don't need to make this play. And honestly, if I have to choose between this play and then collecting, now if the lane was like frozen or something and you didn't feel comfortable moving down there, I don't really know. I mean, that would be the only time that I could justify this. But look at this farm. Look at this tower, even. Tower is gonna, like, you're probably gonna lose first tower in a lane that you guys are killing because you're just running around the map randomly. You just left. You're like, yeah, fuck it. I don't need a tower. And I definitely don't need XP because I just gave up solo XP. If you look, if you did nothing but just sit at that tower and collect solo XP, you would discourage them from hitting the tower. You would discourage enemy bot lane from hitting the tower. And furthermore, you'd have more XP, which is a precious commodity. Zyra's ahead of you in XP right now because of that random ass roam that you did. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Hello? It didn't hit. What was happening? I don't even know what was going on there. If that Zyra, like, just hits her ult, that's what I'm saying. I feel like this entire lane, you are winning because this Zyra has absolutely no idea what she's doing, like, at all. Not even on, like, a baseline, I use my champion level. And then, you guys back. You back. Without pushing, even though you just won. You didn't ping to push, nothing. You just backed. And look, Zyra comes out here and is like, ooh, goody. So, even though you guys won the trade, big story of this replay, you guys winning the trade meant very little. You guys even getting kills meant very little because your tower is almost gone. You haven't even touched the enemy's tower yet. What did I say? Let's go back over it. Runes need to be fixed. Scorch, absolute focus, basically drop all the passivity in the runes. Focus on winning the lane in the first 5 to 10 minutes. Win the lane convincingly. Stop running around the map unless your lane is pushing. Unless you've shoved and battled and poked somebody out, stop running around the map because all you're doing is if the lane is pushing to you and you're roaming to a lane and then running back and recovering damage to your tower. That's dumb. Drop that shit. Okay? As for your build, like I said, your build isn't the problem. And yeah, you didn't die a lot. Whoopie-doo, right? I mean, the way you're playing the game, like, it could have gone either way, from what I could tell. A lot of your lane, like, avoidance of death in lane was just the enemy team didn't even focus you or whatever. And then beyond that, you're just kind of playing in the back and watching your team do stuff. And there was no objective priority here. So those are my biggest takeaways from this replay. Anything beyond when the enemy team gets Baron, I'm just spin the wheel. Who knows? I don't care about that. I care about getting your laning right. So the next time you send me a replay video, I want to see I want to see you in lane with level 2 power spike. I don't want to see this like random you're behind an XP for some fucking reason. That should never happen. The lane, the first 5 minutes is the foundation of the game. Why do you think I preach don't AFK at level 1, all that shit? It's the same reason I say do not overleash. It's the foundation of whether or not your impact is more than a fucking Chinese wheel. Alright? Hope this helps. Cool. YouTube, what up? It's NEACE. Hope you enjoyed the Lulu coaching. Hope it helps you guys out. Love you all very much, and I'll see you for the next one. Alright, I'm out. Peace. Cracks. Thank you so much.